Hey, y'all. I didn't realize my banner from the other night was still going. I didn't think I'm live streaming. I meant to do a pre recording, but give me just a second. I'm pretty sure I'm actually live instead of pre recording. I haven't done enough pre recordings, and my cell phone devices aren't with me. I just got out of the shower. So updates. Today's post day. So first and foremost, for anyone that got networking yesterday, we were a bit late getting in, and then I just was unable to fully grab control over my hormonal emotions that were wrapped in grief. And I want to first apologize, not because I was being real, but because I know a lot of people are dealing with raw and real grief in the moment. And so, for anyone who was tuning in and was expecting Steph to be a supportive channel and all that, I apologize because I definitely missed the mark on that. Emotions are just under the surface today, but they're under the surface, right? Which means I have some leverage to be able to take a deep breath and showing people are viewing me, and that's fine. Y'all do not have to come and chat. Just do my best to balance some emotions. So the hormonal emotions is because I'm off of HR. And what's HR? HR is hormone replacement. And I thought I tapered off pretty good. And that I would just have a few moments here or there, but not while I was live. So my apologies for that. With that said, I want to thank each and every one of you who either sent me text while I was live and thanking me for allowing y'all to see me being a hot mess, right? Hey, Kathy, welcome in. Or the email saying stuff. You don't have to apologize. We've been through that, meaning the change of life and all that good stuff. I don't have any good answers. Hey, Black Widow. I have no good answers. I have not answered my phone to anyone today. Not all of anger. I just needed to reset before I started my day. So I did reach out to my accountability partner before noon, because it was hey, reach out to me in the morning, which it was technically morning. But y'all, I just had a lazy morning. I stayed in bed not for depression, but just because my body needed a rest. And so I'm getting a late start to the day. And rather than putting a post on the community page, I figured I'd do a pre-recording, but then I went to StreamYard and I don't know, I got lost along the way. So I have no real answers when the waves of emotions will leave as far as the hormonal part of it, hopefully in the next couple days, right? But I will do my best to keep that as balanced as possible, at least while we're all hanging out. Hey, Robin. Sorry. I'm under caffeinated, which is the biggest problem right now. I've had 0 caffeine because I've done self-care. I went and took a shower, and I probably was in there 45 minutes just because, you rinse off all those emotions, and so physically I'm feeling a bit better. I just need to caffeinate and get some nutrition in me, and I'll do both after I'm done here. Today is packing and shipping day. Most everything is packed. There are a couple boxes that I'm needing Mister to help me with. they are off schedule right now. Talking about the train. Hey, Timmy, welcome in. And so today is packing and shipping day. Um, 8 or 9 boxes are already packed. I just need to print the labels. Mister helped me get the printer figured out last night, the thermal printer. And so I've got to move everything out there, move the printer over here. I don't know. Probably move the printer over here just so I don't have to. Yeah, Kathy, Ellie wanted to go out. And I mean, she wants to go out and like walk the yard. I can't walk her in 108 degrees. She doesn't quite realize that yet, but and I don't know how much she's lost, but she's visibly lost about an inch in circumference. So, I mean, that's a good thing. We're not starving her by any means. But did y'all know that fresh cold broccoli is healthy for pets? For real. And in this heat and all that stuff, having really cold broccoli, broccoli stems, and throwing them that's what we've been doing all week with her. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, Black Widow. I'm gonna take it slow and easy because this week, so it'll be a week from today, and I'm not gonna just scrape into that. I'm just making anyone aware. Um, so it's just wrapped between hormones that I don't have control over right now, and grief. So just trying to balance that all. So this evening's sale, is my last sale for the week, y'all. I need to reset. And I need to get a little more organized over here. I've been working on it. Can't always tell, but, small improvements. Mister needs a couple days just to reset himself, And then, let's see. So our first sale for next week will be over on the Black Widow's web. So if y'all don't see me in chats and all that, it's just me getting reset and getting done what we gotta get done, right? Because it can't always be about emotions. It's got to be getting them balanced enough that we can be productive and be who we are, on a regular, not just in a moment. So we will be here to network. I'm sure I've got it scheduled. But we're going to network before we go over Black Widows like we do every week. We're going to have some fun. I am gearing as a goal, just a personal goal for me. I know y'all are waiting patiently, is to have ready our giveaways, our monthly giveaways, right? So I'm going to take the next couple of days and I'm just going to reset. And in between all that, when I feel I got some extra time, we're going to collect all the shared out. Those are all in the notebook. So that's not hard to find. Any mentions, comments, all of that's on the tube, I will run over to studio. Now that's going to go back. It won't be April. It's actually May because, April's was awarded to Jessica Dumpster Girl, Kraken, and Kraken Mary, and then a Tink. So we need May's giveaways, which are in a jar or two back here, except for the mentions and comments and all that, and after the videos. So hopefully we'll be fully back on the track. Wednesday next week. So the sale tonight is on our channel. The sale next week is over on Don's. And I'm just going to gauge the day, y'all, next week, meaning, I don't know. I mean, I know, but I don't know. I don't know what next week holds other than we're going to get through each day at a time. and we're just gonna roll with it. If there's a tear here or there, we'll roll through it. If it's too much for me, I'm just going to, you know, if I'm not live, I'm just going to comment on the live and be like, we're either delayed or we'll see you tomorrow, type of thing. Uh, Grief and hormones at the same time is never fun for anyone. And it's just catching me while I'm alive a lot of the time. So I want to thank y'all for being supportive of my business, my channel, because they're almost one and the same. But YouTube could go away tomorrow, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but um, and it could still conduct business in another way. So, but it doesn't take away from each and every one of you. I haven't even looked. This might glitch a minute because I'm on Wi-Fi. I haven't got the cable running back here yet because my modem is way up on the other side of the house. Um, I told Mister last night. I was like, hopefully our followers, not all y'all, because I think I know most of you enough to know that we can communicate and be like, hey, Steph, it was a rough day. Let's try and improve or something. Or, hey, Steph, I've been through that. Um, this is something that I used, it might help or it might not. And I've had that type of help for the last couple of months here or there because hormones are no kidding in your 40s. It's not an excuse, it's only an explanation. I'm going to go over to YouTube so I can't see y'all in the moment. Hopefully it doesn't bring up anyone. It's going to bring up sound for me. It will bring up sound for me. So I want to go to my channel. And I have a little intro to my channel, so you're going to hear it probably. Maybe not. Maybe it's because I'm live. Okay, I'm at 442, so that's not bad. That's not bad. Followers and all that's just one aspect of many when it comes to having a YouTube channel, and if you're trying to grow your channel. And YouTube fluctuates one or two here or there. And it can get kind of insane once in a while, but it is what it is. We are still on the road to 500. We will get there when we're meant to get there. We definitely have a lot of you either here in chat or, later in the evenings and stuff like that. That help drive growing my channel, and I appreciate that. But that's just who those channels are. They're growth channels. Yeah, it's a long road for sure. I gotta get out there and grab the printer. I'm just gonna bring it back here. I got enough room on the desk. That's a goal for me between now and Sunday is to have my desk organized, at least the surface of it. And then I've got 9 or 10 postcards that I will be doing. And so my handwriting probably won't be the neatest, but it'll be real. And I usually wait till the day before we actually ship to do the postcards, unless I have time before, like, prompt buyers, and then usually it's the day after y'all have paid. But this week has been a week, and it's been a long one for sure. So I have one possible package that won't go out tonight but tomorrow, and if that actually does happen, because Mr. is an if on whether he gets home on time or if he's late, and if he's late, then sometimes we miss the package is getting to the truck in time. So if anyone's package is still with me after 5 o'clock today, I will definitely be reaching out by email, and they'll be going out in the morning. Um, it's been interesting. Thank you, Black Widow. I don't like y'all. I can definitely tell. And I'm not talking about my packaging or just anyone's in general, but I can tell someone who we're going to take this box for instance, because okay, I'm cleared out for the most part. I can tell when someone is taking the stuff I've purchased, and thankfully it hasn't happened in a while. But taken, say, the stuff is what I purchased, empty blocks, right? Just throw it in, throw whatever packaging in. It doesn't even look neat, right? Throw a label on it, and it goes out in the mail like that. Here's the thing: I have always done my best not to rush packing anyone's stuff because that's how errors happen. For one, um, and for two, when I package, and Mister's been packaging a lot for me lately, and that may very well be the case for most of the packages, but I have one or two that I have a little bit of my touch on this week. Um, we don't know who we are in chat, meaning, you know, I'm gonna take Black Widow just because. Sorry, Black Widow, but I feel very comfortable pulling her and using her as an example in a real way. From one day to the next, if we're only in chats together and we're not on screen, we're not in any other communication. I don't know if you're struggling, and it's not really my business. But I tell you what, my package should not set you off because you expect your package to be packed with care. I go to the extreme when I do anyone's package, which is why Mr. packs Yall stuff, because it takes too much time for me. It'll take me just to package this maybe 20 minutes, and that's crazy, right? Use Black Widow goes, use me on everyone does. Well, I intended to use you in a a, a positive way, I guess. So, y'all, we will be over here on my channel at 5 p.m. Central. I'm not going to be doing any networking before then because I'm going to be helping Mister when he gets home. And then my goal is to get the 9 or 10 postcards filled out today. Black Widows will be towards the back because I know she's in no rush. She would like her stuff, but she's not in a rush. Meaning, if it doesn't happen today, it's all right that it happens tomorrow. I try to be prompt and I try to do what I say I'm gonna do. That goes back just the way I do things. Because when I start having errors and all that, I feel like I'm losing control. And that's unrealistic for myself. I need to give myself more grace. And so I'm trying to call myself out, not maybe in real time, but because I think all of us are hardest on ourselves. And I'm definitely hard on myself. So I appreciate each and every one of you, whether we're just networking together, whether we sell together, whether we just lift each other up, help each other out to improve whether it's our businesses or help guide each other in our personal lives because maybe we have lost our moms, right? And it's not all right, but it will be okay. Thank you, Robin. Um, and I think you've got a package going out today too. But I'm gonna let Mister know when he gets home because, of course, he was all about how I was managing my day, and I'm like I slept through it, and I didn't sleep through it all the way. My phone was going off multiple times today. Thankfully, nothing crazy, but a few people I need to reach out to, like Grandma. because this week should have been my medical week. So um, it is what it is. I have no control over it. It's not a choice, you know. But it definitely, that's the stuff I used to do when I was an addict, is I would avoid going to my appointments and stuff. So it's just managing all those emotions. So it's much more than just my mama passing. But we'll get through it. My mom always said, don't cry over spilt milk. And she meant that in the most humane way. And then pull those, cry for a minute, because she was never one to be like, you have to hold it all back. Even though I imagine she did a great deal at the time. Um, but have your moment to cry, right? And then pull those bootstraps up and carry on. And typically that's what I try to do. Even if I'm alive and I get emotional, I try to re, my words are hard today. Refocus and carry on. And it doesn't always happen that way. Thankfully, it doesn't happen all the time. So I'll tell you, when I got up before noon, uh, I reached out to my accountability partner to let her know I was alive and just starting my day. And then train left the station and all that good stuff. But um, we're gonna take it a moment at a time. And I don't like doing moments at a time, but that's what I'm capable of doing right now. And Black Widow says, "Girl, when a box shows up, I have no idea what's in it. In a way, it's always a surprise." Thank you for sharing that, Black Widow, because here lately, and I thought it was just all the stress that I've got up here. um, when my packages have arrived, and we're talking stuff that I purchased last week, right? And most of my stuff, depending on where it's coming from, is either here within about 36 hours, but with USPS, they've been about a day delayed, y'all. That's been my week or so, 2 weeks here. But say from Scooter, I can't remember what I bought from her, and it was only a couple things. And I felt like, well, maybe I'm like misrepresenting when I'm unboxing, because I can't remember this stuff. Um, that's so great, Robin. Girl, you need to take a picture and send it to me, please. I am so happy you're enjoying those curtains, and I'm glad your room is brighter on cloudy days. Cause girl, those were some beautiful curtains. Uh, this this is a backdrop, and it is. This is this was something I was intending to sell, not recently. It's just something that got put in my dead pile. But I'm trying to clean up my background, and this can't happen fast enough for me, so I just covered it. But there's the U.S., South America, Africa, and then the rest. So yeah, it's well, it looks like that. Yeah. And you put the curtains everywhere. No, you're good and you are not dumb. I mean, maybe in some moments of thoughts, but you're not a dumb woman for any means. And in the kitchen's what Robin means. For finishing, putting the rods up. Yeah, Robin texted me the other day, and she thanked me. Y'all, some of us are friends outside of YouTube. And not just because of YouTube. Some of us, I need to get this lamp going because it's an MCM lamp, which means it takes a minute for it to warm up. And I'm in the coolest room in the house in the summer. And my plant's touching it. Lord have mercy. Bring that over here. I do not want my plant burnt. My mama was a plant person. She had 7 or 8 plants when she passed away. And she had told me, it was a running joke, that when she died, her plants would die because I don't have a green thumb. I managed to keep every one of her plants alive for almost 2 years until we ended up living in the camper at Grandma's on the farm. And then, of course, the Arctic freeze killed them. So I'm trying to add. If you see live plants, and there's 1, 2, 3, and I have one over here. If you see live plants in my background, it's something from my mom. I mean, those didn't come from my mom, but those particular ones was one plant that she had. She had a Christmas cactus. I've successfully last fall killed it, and then she had a prayer plant. So that's my next goal. Is if I can keep these alive, I want to get a prayer plant. This is just all in remembrance of my mom. How do I get through my grief of my mother? By honoring her. My outreach is named after my mother. So honoring, doing the things that she would be doing if she was here, is a way I try to honor her. The emotions are under the surface, but they're there. When I package y'all's packages, that love and care that goes into it, that's something my mom would have done. You know, we never know what each of us are facing behind the screen unless we're on the screen. And then, hey, Steph's having a good day or Steph's having a rough day. Or somewhere in between. But aside from that, if I'm only in chat, you have no idea necessarily unless I express it. I mean, it's easier to stay in a chat and be like, it's all sunshine and rainbows. But that's not real life. October will be 11 years for my sobriety. And I'll let y'all know, hey, give me a minute, I need to go up and welcome everyone in that's come in. Y'all are amazing. Yeah, Mr.'s work it. And Mr., do not rush home. I will tell you at least 3 of the packages that are on your site that's ready for the postcards and ready to be sealed and their labels put on. They've told us not to rush today, okay? So don't rush home. Just finish up what you're doing, and I'll see you when you get here. And I'll have a few postcards done, I'm sure. And if not, that'll be okay. It'll be Steph's fault. That was a joke yesterday, y'all, because, you know, I appreciate y'all being here. And this morning, and I definitely, it's part of staying in the shower. I thought about my networking yesterday. That obviously was a mental health moment, meaning y'all see me for who I was. Not that some of y'all haven't seen the raw before, but I typically try to not keep that on daytime. So I definitely ran through the list of channels that I collab with right now, right? Becoming a military mom, becoming an army mom. During the initial training, us moms were informed that the things we do, and I had never really considered it in that way, but the things that we do, especially while things are recording, it don't matter what platform, the things we do, the things we say, our behaviors, they impact others. It's a ripple effect. So if you throw a rock in a pond, it creates a ripple effect. That ripple effect can be very large or it can be subtle. Um, whatever I do, whatever the impact is, my impact, I always want it to be positive. Anything short of that, I'm too hard on myself, but that's not the point. So yeah, when I was in the shower, I was thinking of the Black Widow's web. This is gonna sound corny, and I don't mean it that way, but when you're in the shower, you can just let all those emotions roll off of you and roll in the drain where they deserve to be. And so I thought about the Black Widow's web. And I thought about Nana Tink. And not that I was worried about either. These women and I have had a serious conversation here and there about where we are as women in the world, not just here on YouTube. Hey, Jessica B. Girl, how are you? Welcome in, Jessica B. Y'all, you know that's my Cali girl. That is, I will tell you, anytime, and I know she's getting ready to relocate. That y'all have to catch up with her on that. Um, but everything. I don't think I have one thing in my house that I purchased from Jessica B. Sometimes it has been on the same day that her package has arrived that I've sold everything in the package. So hopefully I'm um I'm just telling you, she brings the goods, and I know she's getting ready to relocate. Her family has grown from, her kids being young to being adult, and a lot of life changes that happen there too. But you can catch up with her. Uh, I think she's still gonna be a reseller. I haven't caught up with her in a while, but thank y'all for being here. I meant this to be short, sweet, and to the point, and stuff just, yep. So, welcome in, Jessica B, and welcome in, Nana. Before I go down and chat, um, I just want to get back since the train hasn't left the station. We impact each other, whether or not we know it. And I think the more we're experiencing life, maybe we see it. Um, so good, better, and different, your impact is there. I always try, seriously, my goal is always to be a positive impact, whether that's lifting others up or someone's just receiving a package, and that package is wrapped in care, right? Because some of us, we, you know, we don't we don't admit when we're not okay. And that's okay too. Black Widow has to run her dogs. Oh, she's got 3 dogs to bathe. Ugh. Hey, I gotta come to Tennessee. I've got a dog that needs bath. I'm not talking Ellie. Petey, I've got to figure out something. We reached out to the vet. He's our senior dog. He comes with a lot of baggage. He was a rescue when Mister's aunt got him. And when she got him, she already had more than 13 dogs. These dogs were all cared for and loved and all that. So it wasn't that, but having a large amount of dogs can get food aggressive and all that, and he definitely had that. So for him to be sent to a shelter after she died, they had euthanized him. And he's old. He's a senior dog. He's my buddy. He tends to make room on the recliner, even if I won't move over. He's got some healthcare stuff that needs done, but we're still paying on Ellie's vet bill, and it's not like we're trying to neglect him. He won't let us mess with his ears, and he's got an ear that he scratched up pretty bad. And so We got medicine on it one day, and he won't let us put it again. And the vet, I thought the vet up here would be more experienced with trauma-based animals, but apparently not. And so they suggested us um, to take him to the animal hospital. The problem with that is I still have a bill with them. And I don't know that they'll see another animal while I have that. So it's like, whatever. So we try every day. And yesterday wasn't a good day for him because he wasn't having it. Mister tried to mess with his ear, and yeah. But I think I might put him on the lead and see if I can get a sprinkler this weekend. Not a fancy one, but just like a handheld for the hose that has like the soft, not the hard water spout on it. And maybe I'll give him a shower because he will not let me even get him in the bath. And and we've had him almost 3. Yeah, we've had him 3 years. Um, yeah, actually, 2 weeks from today will be 3 years. And so I appreciate each and every one of you guys I'm coming down and trying, just doing it slow. Hey Maritza, welcome in. So now y'all know where I'm at. Hey Marketplace Boutique, welcome in, girl. And Jessica put, I am all moved. Oh wow, she is all moved out of her place she was in, and she's leaving. She's leaving Cali on Friday. Jessica, before I finish, I want you to know I am praying for y'all for your trip and for your next chapter. I know this was definitely Kelly is where she's our Kelly girl and not just a transplant there, y'all. So Zach is her son and has COVID as of oh goodness. Y'all supposed to be leaving on Friday and he tested positive today for COVID. Goodness. And then see, yeah, I knew this move would not keep that girl down for much. She will be restarting on her reselling in August. And you're welcome for a shout out, girl. I will let you know last couple weeks that you've been on in the evenings. You're either getting right off and it makes no sense to come in because I don't want to come in as I've been lurking when I wasn't. Just talking about when the news feed. But girl, no, I've been getting your thumbs up and I've been trying to work on some of your watch hours because yeah, I don't even know what your goal is. I know what your goal's been in real life, which is getting y'all moved over here to Missouri. So she'll be closer. And I'm getting ready to leave the Flint Hills. Realistically, I've said 90 days. I'm hoping it's before winter, y'all. I say that as far as the move. I am not ready to leave the Flint Hills. But my life has me between my aging family and my grandbaby. And I'll tell you, I'm torn between the two. But my grandbaby's winning. If they don't get this insurance thing worked out soon, which I have an appointment at 3 with my overall healthcare team. And I haven't had that appointment in 3 weeks. It's only because it's July at the beginning of the month. It's hard for me to get my overall healthcare team. And I'm going to find out if I go to private pay, which means I will have to hustle at least one more day a week to be able to afford that. But I'm going to find out if I go to private pay, if if I can live in another state, because I won't be far enough that it won't, their office will be driving distance, because we're close to the Nebraska border up here. So it'll be the opposite, right? It'll be kind of like where I'm at now, but in a different state. So, and love you too, girl. And y'all, when I tell someone I love them, I say and love y'all. I don't say that out of habit. What it was when I tell y'all I love y'all. What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. For the most part, independent on who you are, further access. But I'll tell you what, if you show up on my door without question, well, for one, I'd be blown away. But aside from that, you would be welcomed in. If I had cold drinks, probably not. I haven't had cold drinks usually in a while, but hey, we sacrifice what we sacrifice when our fur babies are in peril. If you was hungry, I'd make sure you didn't have food allergies first. Because, like, I do have food allergies. They're not selective. Most of them are root based, so they're grown in the ground. Not all, but some. So, like, spinach, which kills me because, like, growing up, I thought spinach came in a can. I was pregnant with firecracker when I tried fresh spinach in a salad, not knowing that it was fresh spinach. Then I went up and had room service. No, we've never had money like that. Mr. worked for Swans. And yeah. So I went up, ordered room service. That was $22 for another salad, but I was hungry, and the meat they had was chicken and prime rib, and I was told not to eat undercooked meat. So prime rib was out, and then I couldn't do chicken at all. So the salad it was. So about 2, 3 o'clock that morning, I woke up with welts. Took almost 2 weeks to get over that. We go to Mister's mama's house. She's fixing a Valentine's dinner for her and her husband and us. And she's got those beautiful leaves out on the counter, but she didn't have one in a package. So I was like, hey, got a question? She goes, yeah. I said, what type of leaves are those? And she goes, that's spinach. And I'm like, for real? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh crap. And she's like, what? And I said, I'm allergic to spinach. I never told anyone my allergies. And so yeah, I don't know. But anyway, sorry. So Jessica's aiming for hopefully Friday. Bezek's symptoms will be gone. He went to the festival. Of course he did. It's got to be hard. I can't imagine. Y'all, Jessica, Nana, we could definitely have a whole talk one evening, like about Porch Event or something y'all do, about the changing times, right? And I'm not throwing stones. It's not political. It's not any of that. I'm just talking to us down to earth people. I couldn't imagine raising babies today. I don't mean that in the wrong way. When we was in Oklahoma, I thought about the things that, because my son's becoming a police officer. He's going to be doing dual. He's National Guard. That's still a soldier. And the last year, 2 years of his contract, he's going to be a police officer also on the civilian side, which is why I do not tell anyone his location, both for the Army and for it. I am not mama, but I asked him and asked my daughter-in-law. I said, is my grandbaby got, any sensitivities to diapers, wipes, all that? because we don't necessarily talk about that. We talk about the larger issues of, hey, do they have enough towels? Because they're they just moved into a home recently, and all that good stuff, and they're trying to do it all on their own. So I'm trying not to be that overpowering mom that I can be, that my mama was, right? Bless her heart. And they're like, no, why? And I said, well, y'all, I know, are sitting here counting pennies, and I don't have the ability to help you out of that. Um, and they knew I couldn't. But I was like, how much is diapers? I thought diapers, and even the store brand, I thought back in the day when I was diapering 2 and 3 kids at a time was a lot. This is stuff being real, y'all. It was right here, and it's just a habit. You will find these without the battery at 5 and below for, I think it's $5.55. Just FYI. So don't go to Walmart and spend the 20 or whatever bucks they want. This one is a little louder than they typically are, and that's because I've dropped it a few times. I've got another one I just purchased last month. I don't know, it's probably in a bag of mine. But, not that life's, I don't know, we're talking about drastic changes in our, in our world between me raising my kids versus, say, when Nana raised hers. And I know that has always been there for each and every generation, but I'm not used to it being vastly different. Like, like everything kind of eases in together, but definitely understand now why my grandpa told us that our generations were the last great generations, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. I mean that in a sense of the world is ever growing, changing right now, and it can be hard to keep up. And then Zuck's been sick for a couple of days, and yeah, see, that's hard because it's like, I mean, we're really in allergy season. Um, and lurking is good, I would tell you, it's definitely hard for for me, as you know when I'm showing and I have no one in my chat, because I'm a social person. Um, but if the lurkers are there, and I know a lot of other channels, I don't know, I don't, you know, I think everybody sees lurkers differently. Your lurkers are who are getting you your watch hours. My lurkers can be Jessica B. She ain't got time to be in chat because she's very social too. When she comes in chat, she likes to say hi and all that good stuff, do her thing. But if she doesn't have the time because she's got commitments, whatever going on, you're not going to jump in that chat because you don't want someone to think that you didn't see them, right? And that's why I'm really conflicted sometimes about going in chats, because I don't have 30 minutes to say hi to everybody. And it can happen. I'm not complaining. Not complaining at all, because I mean that's how we connect and mingle and all that good stuff. But lurking is good. You don't sweat the small stuff, just take care of you. And that's the stuff. I will probably shower again tonight or tomorrow and rinse more of that emotion off. Uh, Timmy goes, what happened? Who passed away? Because I just entered. Ain't no one passed away because you just entered, bud. We're just talking about the things that have happened. And then it goes, you're the first person I know that's allergic to spinach, LOL. Yeah, no, and I always thought that my mama was full of it, Nana, because it's not just it's not just spinach. It's a lot of root vegetables. So, like, we'll say your grains and colors and all that, for example. Um, there's certain ones. If they're in a family together, then I'm probably allergic to it. But I'm allergic to spinach, but I am not allergic to kale. I'm allergic to other root bound things, but I can have potatoes. It makes no rhyme or reason. And there's a few other food allergies that I have, but you know, some of them are more tolerable. Your citruses, um, I have to be careful with. Um, what is it? It's oranges and something else. I actually have an allergy to them. Uh, but we've been able to manage it in small doses. It's not like the spinach, which is why the whole spinach experiment blew my mind because carrots, um, I'm actually allergic to those as well, but we build those tolerances over time. Spinach, I've never been able to build a tolerance with. And it's a shame because I love spinach, fresh spinach. I do not like canned spinach. I don't like the appearance. I don't like, there's nothing about cooked spinach in a can that I like other than if pot pies on it. And that just goes back to my childhood. And then Robin says, for some reason, my heart keeps racing today. No exertion. What was that? Um, so Robin, for me, when my heart's doing that, I try to, for one, I don't jump up, right, because it could be something that's going on. So that's the first thing I'm going to tell you is do some breathing if you're not, right? Because what I don't want to do is excite you uh, in a good way or in a scary way by like coming behind you and saying boo, right? But no one's behind you, so no one's scared you and said boo. Um, are you hydrated? That would be my first question because this heat is real. So have you hydrated recently? And if you have not, please do. The next thing is be very mindful that your heart is racing. So have you been here too long over on Steph's channel? I see that, you know, what's the temperature like in the room you're in? Um, it's just running through these things and remaining as calm as you can, right? Because if your heart's racing, no doubt, at least for me, my anxiety raises with it. Not initially, but if it's prolonged, it can, which will obviously cause my heart to race more. So, it's paying attention to details. First is hydration because it is hot everywhere right now, as far as I know. So your heart racing, that's what I'm thinking is, are you hydrated? Because you said you haven't exerted yourself. Y'all, I'm gonna vape. It is my coping skill. It is a bad coping skill, but it is what it is. No, Timmy, you didn't come into a sad stream. You came into a stream a day after a sad stream. Us ladies have a lot of things we do in life. Some of us are really bad. There was supposed to be another part of that word, but I don't know if that's a bad word here on YouTube. Some of us women carry multiple hats, wear multiple hats, carry multiple plates, have a lot of irons in the fires, while doing all of that and so much more while we carry our businesses, whether we're pulling them up off the ground, uh, or maintaining them and trying to build them, improve them, all that, while our bodies are ever aging and changing, while we also, balance the woes of the day. And so that's what happened yesterday and to today. Yesterday, because I didn't want to cancel and hit the delete button and tell people, hey, it's not happening. Because I was 20 minutes already over time to come live, and I should have just jumped in chat and apologized and just said, y'all, it's a rough moment. Instead, I went live, and when I explain myself, whether it's on a phone or virtually, while I'm in those raw emotions, it's difficult for me not to cry. Yeah, and Nana was right. And chit chatting about different things. If you go back to the start of this live, you'll uh, that's where I did mention yesterday and where I was today. I'm doing this in real time. I really do my best, y'all, to keep the personal, as best I can. Uh, with that said, like when we do our road trips or do our sourcing or whatever, that's fun. Uh, but it's hard to be authentic and be real, both in chat and on the screen. Meaning, while I'm in anyone's chat, we'll take Nana Tink for instance, just because she's the one that see right here. If she's on the screen, I'm in her chat, and she goes, "Hey, Steph, how's it going?" That was a terrible imitation. But darn it. Um, if I don't jump immediately, if I have to think about it, you better bet, because I don't want to ever lie to Nana Tink. Um, Not that I lie to anybody, but I want to be real with her. And so if I'm in her chat, if it takes more than a couple minutes because of the lag, it's because I'm thinking of how I'm going to answer that, but be real. Um, because, yeah, that's just who I am. Almost 11 years ago, October will be 11 years. When I couldn't see what the next day would have or the next week, but I knew that I had to get sober or I wouldn't have another week. Um, the one thing I said is that I would never, when I got sober, is I would never put myself in a position to allow anyone to have um, any dirt on me, that I would not be beholden to anybody. And, that I would carry my own and all that. And so I stopped asking for support. Y'all think about this. Uh, a lot of us say the word help. Like, hey, um, if I ask Mr. Hey, Mr. Can you help me? He's going to ask, what's up? And be it like I need a tape measure, right? In that instance, that's help. But what y'all are doing today, being in my chat and just let me get grounded and balanced and reminding me I'm not alone. And that's going to take more than a few tears to keep you away from my channel. Is huge for me. I intended this to actually be a pre-recording, and it was just going to be, hey, it's packing and shipping day. nine of the boxes, 8 or 9 of the boxes I know are packed. They just need sealed. The reason why they're not sealed is because the my postcards aren't done. I've waited to do postcards. Um, I don't mean this week, but in general, I wait to do postcards until labels are paid for. Otherwise, it's a waste of my stuff. And yesterday was a rough day for me, so I'm delayed with that. And then today, not because I stayed in bed for depression, but my body needed a reset. I got a late start on the day, and so yeah, to me, that's just I'm just being real and trying to work through this in real time. And not that the world needs to know everything about stuff. I hope not, because you're not going to get it. But this is how I'm coping being post 10 years out of sobriety, meaning, I'm still sober. Matter of fact, let me look. It might glitch because I'm on Wi Fi. And I left my phones in my room. So if anyone's reached out, just FYI, I'm not really avoiding. I just needed a reset today before I really get into, handling my day. Let's see. Okay. I'm looking for my days. I know I'm over 3,800. I think so, anyway. Oh, holy moly. Y'all, I'm just 72 days away from hitting like 4,000 days of sobriety. Wow. Oh, wrong one. Wrong tab. Holy moly. Let me go back to it. So, I am 3,928 days as of today sober. Wait, that's as of tomorrow. Why is I doing tomorrow? Today's the 15th, right? No, today's the 16th. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. 3,928 days. And I'll tell y'all, the last half of that I've done without the guidance of others. For the most part, other than friends and family that I allow to be that for me. And you'll see the impact. So I stopped asking anyone for anything. This was years ago. If I couldn't do it on my own, if me and Mister couldn't do it with the resources we had, I mean, if it was an urgent need like groceries, I definitely did what I had to do to make sure it happened. But I stopped asking or lending on anyone for anything because I don't like feeling needy, whether, and I'm not talking materials, but emotional or anything. And several months ago, when I dove into the reason Steph ticks the way she does, the things that life dealt that have made me who I am, it was posed, Steph, why don't you ask for support? And I said, what? And they're like, why don't you ask for support? When you hear support, I think a lot of people think you're asking them for this. And I don't mean this in general, but usually the contents, right? No. And, so my overall healthcare team poised to me, Steph, why don't you change your vocabulary? Instead of saying the word help, because help to me, the word itself, not what anyone else says, but what it does to me is it makes me think the worst, right? It makes me feel like that all those negative emotions versus someone just may need support, and that support could be anything. It could be, I'm going to use this for instance because it's right here. There could be a neighbor of mine who is a young mom and is barely getting by and can't even afford a book. I'm pulling this from my own experience as a young mom. So it's not aimed at anybody here on YouTube or anywhere. I have these books, right? And now a lot of these are all vintage and they're all different conditions, but people say they like them. Um, that support of, hey, I've got some books, can you take them off my hand? Because you never want to make someone feel like they're asking for too much when they're just asking to be supported, right? That's part of networking is lifting each other up. Nana Teak has over 1K. I think what is she? I'm used to having my phones here and it's driving me crazy today, y'all. But still, I went back and I watched the evening that she hit her 1,000 subscribers. Cannot remember whose channel it was, but she knows, and I don't mind if she puts it here, but that's just an example, right? That's support. So, and that's what I'm going to challenge a lot of people to is change your vocabulary. The word help is not negative, but if you're needing a tape measure, I can help you with that, right? If you need some books for your kids, these are vintage, so I wouldn't recommend them, and that's just because they have some condition issues. But I could support you in that way, right? Those are the examples. And so, yeah, y'all have been here to support me today, which has helped to support me. And that's not just for my channel. I know where that comes from. For real, Nana, because you're not the only one that's told me that. And see, like back in the day, and I've been accused multiple times of it, not in a negative way, but that I'm good with words. With that said, I'm good with words as far as writing it down, having an email, when it doesn't come to business. When I've had time, and usually depending on, that's a couple of days, right? Because I'm going to write out what I'm going to do, then I'm going to edit it, meaning I'm going to go through for any errors and all that stuff. We all learned that back in the day when we was in school. I don't know if they even teach school that way no more. So it's a process, and it could take me a couple of days depending on what project I'm working on. But a few people have told me over the last couple months, Steph, you should do readings and stuff because your voice is soothing. And I don't know, but this is my perspective and my viewpoint out to the world, right? Is I'm just ordinary. I'm just one of many, and I'm very small. And I think someone said earlier, so I'll have to check later, because I definitely don't have time, and this went far longer, which is why I'm not complaining, just explain. That's why I meant to do a pre-recording, but I'm glad life had it to be alive, because I needed to get grounded. The shower did not really help with the grounding, but it supported my grounding. And Mr. is home. I don't have my devices in here. I think they're still in the room.
Okay, give me a minute.
I only see that because I use them as a watch. I use them for everything. Y'all, this is from Gina's Glass. She's got stickers and stuff on the front, but because I don't...
It's from the hospital.
Yeah, it's probably asking for all that blood work.
I didn't want you to flip it around. That's why I was grabbing.
I just got to open it up. It's probably because I was supposed to have that whole blood work panel and stuff done like 8 weeks ago.
I know.
But no, I'll be mindful. I just need to see what it is. Hopefully she's not dropping me. But if she is, it just means I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my whole blood work panel. That's everything that she's been working on with me that we have not discussed. And then the hereditary stuff that I am now dealing with in my 40s. So, jeez, yeah. So that's what that is. And this was a reminder so I would remember not to drink anything before going and having that blood work. So I will call them tomorrow. I have to call them tomorrow because if not, they can drop me anyways for not,
right,
you know.
Right.
But I don't know that they can drop you because your insurance is inactive. I mean, they don't give me the option to pay 30 or 60 days after the fact, which is why I haven't seen my doctor. Because that's out of pocket at this point and I can't afford it.
And there's your devices.
So, I know we might have an unboxing. I think it would happen today with me carrying on, but thank y'all. This is a fine example of why I love y'all. You know,
I can jump in chat and read what I can read.
Y'all, I mean, I'm using this right now. You'll see that on my head later. It's all right.
Well, I guess it doubles as,
Yeah, it does.
a package opener.
It doubles as a package opener. So this is from Gina's Glass. I purchased this from Gina last week. She had me invoiced professionally and on time. And y'all, she went a step further. She had this with the carrier. Granted, I think her carrier is local to her.
I think I'm just going to jump out and restart. Go ahead.
You're fine. No, you're fine. So, it's a designer. So, some of y'all know what this is. My mama was a single mom, unsupported, growing up in the 80s and 90s. So, designer brands was just not, we just knew, right? I mean, we would get excited about hand-me-downs that were Nike and all of that, but we try not to do hand-me-downs because the 90s in school, when people knew. So, wait, I am showing y'all wrong. Look how well she packaged this.
Never had an issue on any of her
Yeah,
stuff.
I've never had an issue on. And this feels heavier than it should. Just saying. Hold that for a minute, mister. What time is it?
1:55.
Okay. I just want to make sure because...
Well, I'm going to unpile my side while you're on.
You're fine.
That way I can get stuff done.
Alright, we'll open that here in a minute. Oh, I got a jewelry lot. So
that's what's in there.
So I got a purse. This is a legitimate Coach. Oh my goodness. So if I do not fall in love with this purse.
If.
I forgot Mister's home. If I don't fall in love with this purse, it may come up for sale on Saturday. This is a Coach legit wallet. Jewelry. This was all meant to be resale. The prices were right. She had a jewelry lot. And that is a cigar box. And if any of y'all remember me from last year. Well, I think I've done one or two this year. Most of my jewelry, if it's a jewelry lot, it comes in a cigar box if the person so desires. My Papa Richie was both in the Navy and a cigar person. And so me packaging in cigar boxes, it's like keeping part of him going too. These are people that I loved and who I miss incredibly. But no doubt would be thrilled as heck to know that stuff's on YouTube and being recorded, right? I would never let anyone record me. Not because, but I have a lot of surgical reconstruction I need done, and I didn't want to come on YouTube, honestly, or anywhere and be ridiculed for it. And then I'm putting, because I'm going down in chat, she put, Steph, you should do live readings. Your voice is very soothing. Do you really think she's saying that, and I believe it, she wouldn't have said it if she didn't. But she's not the only one that's told me that.
It's kind of like people telling me I missed my calling. I should have been in radio. I don't feel that my voice is appealing, but...
Are you doing okay? Do I need to get off?
No, you're good. I'm just trying to get back here to my hole because I've got that. That's the whole reason why I got out of work early.
Okay. Yesterday, I took a bunch of boxes that had stuff in them. Most of it are Oklahoma Hall and a few other halls, and combine them into other boxes so we could get empty boxes so it'd create more space. But it didn't make clearing those empty boxes out of your space because I just threw them on your side.
That's fine. I'll get to them when I get back there.
Okay, I just wanted you to know when you pull that bag, it might create an avalanche of empty boxes.
Well, at least they're empty.
They're empty.
Not breakable.
No.
After last night, I broke enough stuff last night. Enough money down the drain last night.
Yeah. And S told you how to a solution, which is to reach out to phone.
There's one in Aggieville and there's one in the
mall. Yeah. So when we're going in near K-State on Anderson, the stoplight there where you turn for the university or go into Aggieville.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, it's Phone RX or Technology RX, something like that. Mm-hmm. It looks like a hospital sign up on the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
S said that, because even if it's $100, that's cheaper than a new phone that's going to be a quality phone.
I know.
So
it'll happen somewhere. It's all right.
It will.
I
already know what my check is.
All right. Well, I am live, so let's discuss some of it after. So, my hair clip works to bust open the tape on the box, but not this, so I have to use scissors. Oh my goodness. So check this out, y'all. I've gotten one of these. Here, let me check it out. I'm actually collecting. I shouldn't tell anyone this. I shouldn't tell anyone this. Because Steph has got to stop buying on the tube of the source right now. We've got to get our inventory below 75% of what would fit in the U-Haul. Honestly, I think the largest U-Haul would be my inventory at this point, and that's including the storage unit.
Is that counting me packing it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
That's scary, because Mr. plays Tetris when he packs. Yeah, we've moved.
Moved way too many times.
So, I think it was the week after the election. So that would have been November. I made a purchase, not one exactly like this, but similar to this. And when it arrived, I made that purchase because someone here on YouTube had lost their mother, and it was their first cell back. And I remember when I lost mine, and thank goodness it wasn't on YouTube. And I remember enough about those early days to know that I remember the day she died and the day after. And then it was a fog for a couple of days. It just was. And so I made that purchase from her because it was something significant and personal that she was selling. And the intention was, because I couldn't imagine that we was going to have our office back here. Nana, in fact, purchased from Dee Dee. Having trouble with channel names right now, y'all. Purchased from Dee Dee. She was selling a quilt that wasn't completed yet. It didn't have the backing on it, any of that. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
That is in my other sales area because I still haven't fully moved everything back here because we have a storage issue. We do. But I've been trying to get shelving and all that, and we're working on it. But it's like, got to move A to get to B. It's a Jenga, right? We'll get there.
No, it's Tetris.
Yeah, it's Tetris on the daily. So that one was a personal. The rest of the jewelry is likely going to just come up for resale over the next week or two. This, it feels heavier than it should be. But maybe this is quality. It's a designer purse, so let's look at it. And I can tell you she's got a personal note in her, so I'm not ever going to look at it because my feelers are just below the surface. But I'll tell y'all, anyone that puts a personal note, I appreciate them. They're not necessary. That's just who certain people are, right? Some of it's all about business, and that's okay too. So the only condition issue with this purse, she represented it well. It's a vintage, authentic purse, right? It needed some leather cleaner conditioner. I have that. And she kept saying it.
I'm pulling 2 of them out.
Yeah, because we got 2 red and 2 white.
Yep.
And I think I've seen blankets selling on other channels. So
it's kind of psycho being in the summertime. But
it is, but I mean those are new, and blankets are blankets are blankets.
I'm not packing that one right now.
No, but I am holding it.
Oh yeah, it'll go back over here. I'm just not packing it. I don't want to waste my materials.
I know that. But we'll discuss that later too. Y'all, this is all real stuff where it's usually not live. So the note is that she had, she found her materials, her leather materials as far as that. So she went ahead and she did that, and oh my goodness.
You just fell in love, didn't you?
This reminds me of my mama, and you remember Cindy?
Reminds me of our moms. The purses our moms used to
Do you
carry.
remember Cindy? Not the one here on, y'all, I'm going back into childhood. All right, you remember when we used to go out to church? We're not going to name names, but out by the lake?
Yeah.
The one in the wheelchair, the child?
Okay.
Her mom, Cindy.
Yeah.
Okay, my mama and her, you gotta remember, my mama had a tribe of women, and it was all women from all over the world.
Purse real quick,
this was a Cindy purse.
Let me see your purse real quick because I got to see if it really matches what
our
moms used to carry back in the day. Don't smell.
Dude.
No, you think about it. When you would grab your mom's purse.
I would not grab my mama's purse because.
Yeah, well, I mean, if she told you to grab her purse.
Yeah, if mama told me.
Is what I meant.
If mama told me to grab her purse, or any of the aunties said to grab their purse, so the only thing it's not the only thing in the bag, and I need to be consistent about doing the same. So packaging, but aside from that, so anyone that goes out and sources, whether it's for resale or anything, sometimes you find change or other things in them, but sometimes you find something in it, right? There's a reason. So this one has a penny facing heads up in it. Apparently, and I'm going to chew that one up. I can't even tell you what the date is on that, but let me put that back in there. It wasn't the only thing. There was a Tylenol in it too. I was hoping it was Tylenol because I didn't see the red print on it at first. You go through that in the toilet, please. Here.
Just set it down on the floor. It doesn't have breakable in it.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
no, you're good. You're good. All right, y'all. So there's that. I'm not going to go through all the jewelry because I don't have enough time. I have an overall health care appointment soon. So what I'm going to do. So let's see. Yeah, it's a handbag. It's a handbag and it's beautiful. And OMG, yes, this was stuff from back in the day. Oh, I am so chopping this up. There. It's a pretty cool bag. That one took me back further than I thought. So we'll see. Let's see. I've got to get rid of stuff. Stop falling in love with your inventory. You don't need to move it all to South Central Kansas or to another state.
Sure you do. Being a smart butt, I'm trying to.
Dude, all right, you're the one packing the U-Haul.
No, that's kind of an unfair assessment on the deal because I'm usually the one that does pack the U-Haul.
You know what? Nana is not. Oh, and neither is Jessica.
What?
They're not wrenched. You remember last week I started wrenching people? It didn't even hit me till right now. They're not wrenched.
I knew Jessica wasn't because I saw her when she jumped in earlier. She wasn't.
It didn't even occur to me. Let me get over here to YouTube.
Okay. The good aspect is 9/10 of these orders are in bags.
You're good, mister.
Right,
I mean, not everyone that had packages that were going this week have been in my chat, but a good portion of them were, so don't rush it. I've got to do postcards anyway, so...
Well, yeah, but I got to get them all packed down because I didn't have the materials to pack, so...
Right. Yeah, until the other day, and then life's happened since, so... Yeah, I was out $60 for packaging materials, so... It was crazy out there. I got to figure out a bulk way to get my packaging supplies. It's weird because it put me almost like I'm in a story or something versus I don't see the chat. Oh, maybe it's because it's got me. There it is. Now there's chat.
It had you shrunk.
Yeah, it had me shrunk.
Everything in there.
Is the cell phones down, like the tower?
I don't know. I haven't had high speed today, so.
Yeah, because it's still not bringing up. I mean, there's the format for chat, but it hasn't. I'm just gonna drop down in chat, y'all. I'm gonna assume that I'm over at. You know what? No, I've got. Oh Lord, have mercy. I've got to mute because I'm gonna open YouTube on my um on here. I don't know what it's gonna do, but it should make noise, so I'm gonna mute. All right, I seen you say it wasn't necessary, Nana, but here's the thing, y'all. I hold Nana. Uh, we're talking about her and her business, so personal and business. I hold her to a high esteem in her own right. That is not to put pressure on her. And I'll tell you, if I was struggling on a life and I needed any support or help from another business owner and business channel, it would be Nana. As far as who's active here in chat, so her having a wrench helps me, uh, helps support my channel, if that makes sense. Not everyone so hardly has a wrench yet. How do you get a wrench? For one, I need to know who you are. Uh, because, like many other channels, if you're in blue, then I have your info or someone else does. Here's the thing: we're all doing so many things if we're business owners, channel owners, and have lives. I don't mean that in a rude way, but it's a lot. And so, for some of us, they do have Rolodexes, meaning they've been on YouTube for a while, so they likely will have someone's info. But there's sometimes where life happens so quickly. Oh, Robin, this at Walmart's, and I think you can get them on the infomercials. It's those little razor like minis. So like, oh, well, all right. So that's where it contains all the stuff, and it'll look like little fuzzy stuff. So like your little peach hair. That's what Mama used to call it, peach hair. Um, and because my hormonal imbalance, I get it typically right here. I'll get a stray one here or there, but then I have it here just like my mama did. Um, I know online, if you go for the Pacific brand, I don't remember what the Pacific brand is, that gets Flaw something. Um, those are like 15 to $20 per one, right? I'm sorry, in today's world, uh, I don't like paying retail. I really don't, y'all. My mom rarely bought our clothes in a department store. Now, there was times where my dad was a responsible parent, and tax season we would drive to Garden City, and that was the nearest JC Penney's. Yes, we were southeast Colorado, so we would go to JC Penney. Was that for shoes or clothes? One of them did, and then we would go somewhere else. I think it was Walmart, and we would get our school clothes for the rest of the year, and then if there was enough, because child tax credits back in the day weren't what they are today. Um, she would get some bigger size clothes, assuming that we need them for the summer and in the fall. Um, well, I didn't expect to have that moment, but anyways, that's why I don't like paying retail for anything. No, I will if I have to. If it's a need and I cannot get it other than retail, it's going to happen. And just may take a minute. These particular ones are unbranded as far as I can tell. They are $5.55 at 5 and below. I will tell you, yeah, over the last couple of years, 5 and below went from 5 and under to like $5.55, and then they had a few things upwards of say 8, 9, $10. I will tell you, the last time I went, because I couldn't find this one because it was lost in my desk. So I went and got another one because it was driving me crazy not to be able, because I won't use a regular razor here. Um, a lot of their stuff is back down to $5. I think these are still $5.55 though. And if y'all don't have a 5 and below and y'all need anything, you let me know. If I'm in that neck of the woods, so it's not me using extra gas, whatever, and I at least have the funding to do it, meaning I don't need you to send me the money before I make the purchase, I'll grab it for you. But yeah, it takes a AA battery. It can last for a while, a few months, depending on how much you use it. Well, every time I think I'm getting down in chat, that's what I don't like about StreamYard recently. Used to be when I come down in StreamYard, you could tell that you were near the bottom, and when I went over to YouTube, it was definitely, there was a lot of things I missed, like Myra coming in, but I'm still coming down. So there's Maritza, and don't apologize, and who knows what I was apologizing for at the moment. But that's all rooted in my original, my initial childhood trauma. I don't like mentioning it because it's not like, oh, I want it for attention. I bring it up because that's what I'm working through. And then, yes, a lot of it's delayed. My mom took me to a pediatrician in the late 80s, when they could smoke cigarettes and cigars. I remember him taking my mom out in the hallway. And so y'all can put yourselves in that scene, right? He's smoking a cigarette. They go out in the hallway, and my mama took me in because we were in state custody in Texas for a year. Wasn't her fault, but because it happened in the state of Texas. Yeah, that's a story for another day. Anyways, that doctor looked at her and said, Josie. Yes, spelled Josie. He said, Josie, children are resilient. Stop talking about it. If she brings it up, don't acknowledge it. Once she forgets, and he was talking about my PTSD, y'all. She'll forget it, and it'll go away. So my mom stopped. My mom stopped mothering me and stopped looking for answers because a pediatrician, not just a regular doctor, a pediatrician told her that I was resilient enough, to overcome PTSD. It happened when I was 3. It was abuse, but it wasn't that. So, just so you know, my dad lost a scrap. So, um, and now there's Myra, and it says, it was heartwarming for me to see you cry. I cried for my mom last night after I saw you grieving. So, talking about the shower, I'm glad to see you, Myra. You was on my heart this morning because, I did. Sorry, it's right here, but I'm pulling back. I thought about all the women, both here and then right, who were either in that chat or lurking, who I impacted last night. I'm not sorry for being raw. I'm just sorry that it happened outside of the back porch events. I worried about that. I'll tell you, I wasn't on my pillow long before I was asleep. But when I woke up this morning, I honestly wondered how much it impacted my friend. Because Myra is my friend off of YouTube, y'all. Um, and her loss with her mama is very real. She's doing great, in my opinion, but, it comes in waves. Uh, there's a great deal of women older than me, significantly older than what even my mama was, who still have their mothers. And undoubtedly, I know I'm helping them in some way. Know, that hey, it comes in waves, even upwards of 5 years later. Life doesn't slow down. So, a lot of the times you have to push it back and you just have to carry on. And that's where a lot of it is. A lot of the stuff last year on YouTube reopened all of this. Not just my mama, but it all. And it's my overall healthcare team, depending on the month, it's weekly or every 2 weeks. This time it's been 3, but that's because we're in July. So what's my overall healthcare team? We're talking mental health, y'all. I say overall healthcare so we keep the trolls away. But for anyone that mocks me, and I'm not calling anyone out because there's no one in our chat, talks, off YouTube about me seeking mental health. When you've walked in my shoes, then you can discuss it. Otherwise, you're just showing who you really are. And so the stuff last night, I wasn't worried about that. It was the impact of. I had no doubt that you were crying last night too, and undoubtedly for your mama. But when you can feel the pain of someone else, and you know that experience, even though it's different for each of us, it's hard not to be able to take that pain and take it on, but you feel it the same. And thank you, that helps, because this morning I'm going, I did not have the emotional strength to reach out to anyone. I did reach out to my accountability partner, and I know when I go further down, she's here or was. And it's kept it short, sweet, and to the point. I did ask my accountability partner one more thing, and I think I'm gonna tell y'all. I asked her last night after we got off. Let me get down a little further so I can get to her. Robin, my relationship with my mother. My mother was an orphan, and she mentioned throughout our lives that her mom died when she was 11. Her mom had epilepsy, and so she went to the bathroom one night. I'm just gonna tell you how my grandmother died. It's tragic, but it wasn't in a way. My grandmother had epilepsy all her life. And back in the 60s and 70s, families shared the same bathwater. My mother was the oldest child of two. Because my mother was a female, she was given the bathwater first. She got out, her mother went in to go to the bathroom and had a seizure on the toilet. That toilet being next to the bathtub that was full of water ended up being her grave. It's the reason why when we remodeled our townhouse, we entirely redone the bathroom. The tub was against the wall, and then there was a sink and vanity, and then the toilet. My mother never had a real relationship with her mother because her mother had active epilepsy. I don't know how many times a day, but it was a lot. And back in the 60s and 70s, they didn't discuss health issues. And you didn't talk about death either. So my grandmother died when my mother was 11. I won't tell you the rest of it other than, my grandfather didn't come in until, it wasn't, it was an accident. She had a seizure on the toilet in the bath. And my mom carried the weight of knowing that if she had drained that tub, her mother would have lived. So, and then her dad died 3 years later, same year as Elvis. The hospital he was in gave him the wrong heart medication. And they didn't know it until it was too late. And Robin says, I grieved my non-relationship. I guess I should say. Robin, a lot of people do have that. A lot of people do have that. And a lot of people don't grieve it. Instead, they become bitter. And I undoubtedly think that the season of my life is meant to make me bitter. And I'm not going to be a bitter person. I'm just not. But in turn, I've got to work through it. So, narcissists don't change, Robin. That's true. And narcissists, who raise children, if those children don't learn to cope in everything, they will become the byproduct of that environment. Dude, get over here. PD's in here. Y'all, I don't know how many cards I'm going to get through. I'm going to do them while I'm in my overall healthcare appointment because it's virtual this time because I didn't have, Mr. had to work today, so it wasn't a trip day. I'm going to go down, but if I miss anything, I apologize. Just hit me up in like an email or something. Right, Myra? I've got this one. I've got another one. Oh, dude. Damn it, Petey. Petey came in here and he just pulled the damn cord out. Malcolm. Yeah, I need you to get in chat. Petey came in here and I didn't realize he unplugged this.
Oh, shit.
Whoa. We're back live. It just brought us back. I didn't have to log in. Dude, don't do that. I don't even know how he did it. How was that even happen?
Unless he hit the TV cord.
Oh, he might have done that. Hey, buddy, are you okay?
He hasn't acted right.
He hasn't acted right since
Ellie.
Since Ellie was in the hospital. I don't know. Hey, buddy. Of course, this last winter, I was pretty certain was going to be his last winter. So who knows? All right. Well, I've got my screen back. I don't know if y'all seen it all, heard it all, whatever. I apologize. Yeah, stuff happens in real time. Oh, I did miss of Timmy's, but I'm gonna assume that someone sent him. But let me go up because I hate not knowing what. This cursor is not working right. On a brighter note, I don't remember who I got it from. I did get a wireless keyboard and mouse coming soon, so. Okay, Timmy thought he was the only one still in chat. That makes sense, but there she is. There she is. There is, darn it, hitting buttons. There is Scooter LLC. Y'all, if you're not connected with her, honestly, I would be. She does auctions and all that good stuff, but more than that, she does Monday motivation. I missed this time. I mean, I did jump in when it wasn't my turn on my device, and I put some flowers and hearts, but I mean, it was quite literally that, and I was out. Because I don't, when I'm collaborating with people, I'm not in other people's channels and chats, but Monday motivation means a lot to me. And so I asked my accountability partner, I wasn't going to bring it up, but since we're talking about our moms right now, I don't know if Myra's still here. But about 2 weeks before my mom passed away, it was during COVID. It was not COVID, but she wasn't afforded a bed. Being septic, she wasn't afforded a bed because they were COVID beds. That's energy I have not even dealt with, so that's likely going to come soon. Anyway, so I went to Wichita to get her from the hospital, and we were there several hours waiting. Not in a hospital, they wouldn't let anyone in. You had to have COVID or be a healthcare worker to be allowed in. It was different times, it was hard. Anyway, so we got her. And mind you, 24 hours before that, she called me telling me they were transporting her to Wichita, that they thought she had cancer, which is what my dad died of, and all that good stuff. But it turns out it was a kidney infection, and the kidney infection was so bad, she'd been on antibiotics since January of that year because she was injured in a medical facility, and she was a diabetic. There was a doctor that was doing her wound care, and yes, the same wound care stuff I was talking about the last couple of weeks. I said, Mom, I'll get the stuff, because she was a diabetic. She had insulin. All we had to do was get the lotion. And she goes, well, let's talk with the doctor that's taking care of me first. And I said, okay, what's another day or two? And I give him the information for her doctor in Colorado, and he did zilch. And he ended up putting a wound back on her. And I said, Mom, let me take you to Colorado. Let's go see the doctor that saved your life before from an infection from a wound. And it was 2020, y'all. Shoot. The world was different, So when she called me the day before I picked her up to bring her home, she goes, they're going to be removing my kidney. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I talked with the nurse, and they're like, yeah, there's this mass on the skin, so they're going to transport her to Wichita. Next morning, they give me updates that evening. She calls me the next morning and says, hey, when can you be here to pick me up? I said, what? She goes, when can you be here to pick me up? They're releasing me. I said, wait a minute. They scanned you last night. Even the nurse said that there was a mass. What's the mass? And she goes, oh, that's not cancer. That's an infection. Y'all, my mom had a kidney infection so bad that it looked like cancer on an x-ray. No doubt she was probably already septic, and even a few of my family members felt that they knew she was septic, but chose not to tell us. I don't know. I can't get wrapped up in that. But anyways, it was 45 minutes to an hour drive home, and I looked at her and I said, Mama, I said, I'm not trying to be rude. I said, I don't know how many more times your body can go through this type of thing, right? Hey, Sally, welcome in, girl. I don't know if you're still here. And all that stuff. And she goes, I know. And I said, no, Mom. It's something I could feel. I don't know how to explain it. Not a psychic, but like a mom knows, and the same thing like with others, right? And I said, Mom, I said, if something happens to you right now, I don't know that we can afford to do a funeral. And she goes, I know that. And I said, I was her DPOA. She had no DNR, not because she didn't want one. She wanted one so I would never have to be that person. But the hospital, that's not the hospital I picked her up from, but another one, had tried to get her to sign a DNR when she was septic prior to that. And so, and that was the month before COVID was officially in the U.S., supposedly. So yeah, it was weird. And I asked her not to do a DNR. And she told me her issues with that. And I told her I would not cross the line of dignity, and I wouldn't make her suffer. And so come July 2020, that day came. And I cremated her, not anybody. And I say this proudly, but not in pride. The last act I did for my mother is, yes, I had to cremate her. I could not take her to Texas. I couldn't afford to take her to Texas, and much less have a funeral for her. And so she's been in a decorative box. There's a small urn here. Y'all check this out. This could be a shout out for Late Night Kim. Please do not put her link in chat because I don't want people going over and causing issues. Many, many months ago, Randa was selling an urn. Now, this urn is what Randa was selling. And maybe it's the size for a pet or for someone to have whatever, right? All the stuff's in it. And we can all be goofy and stuff, right? But there's sometimes where we can get carried away in chats. And that evening, I don't remember whose channel it was on, whatever, but it might have been on Late Night Kim's. It probably was. And Randa was selling it, and I asked about it. And there was a few people, and I said, hey, this is actually a personal buy. Kim initially, was right on top of it. Kim actually ended up buying that and having it sent to me. I have an Irish twin who's in an adult disability environment, and so I'm not allowed any contact with him because I tried to stand up for his rights legally, but before it went to an actual judge, yeah, he ended up being ordered back to that environment, and he's not been given the opportunity to have someone really represent him in that way since. So, in a way, so that's the point of me not being with my Irish twin or him with me. He was definitely a casualty of when my grandmother had her stroke, and I was freshly in my first 365 days of recovery. I was still viewed as, undesirable to be able to care for my brother. So when I tell you my addiction took a lot, it took almost everything. Anyways, we're gonna scroll down. Hey, Jessica girl, Jessica Dumpster girl. Thank you for being here. If I miss anything, I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm running really late. This should have been a back porch event. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, Timmy. Timmy is a great guy. From all I can tell, he definitely helps support others in other chats and networking. So I'm midways down and I see Nana saying, I only do what I can. Thank you. So many do so much more. Always appreciate you and so many. We are only what our supporters give us. And yeah, that's true. That is definitely true. Uh, Thank you, Timmy. Timmy said we're nice and sweet people. I can tell you I can be quite opposite. So if you ever hear stuff, I will tell you the one thing is look at the bigger picture because there's more to the story. But past that, I'm a human being, which means I'm great and I choose joy. I choose grace as best I can. There's moments that can be induced by anything, hormones or just anything, a scent, a smell, anything. And that could be in tears or it could be quite the reverse. Um, I'm learning how to balance all this in real time. Otherwise, I'd have to do like a sabbatical, and I would miss a lot of great. And we're not even talking sales right now, y'all. Uh, I would miss a lot of great people and people who help lift me up, right? Who will stand next to me and be like, "Hey, you're not alone. I get it, and you're okay to feel this way." Um, they're not there to judge. They're just making their presence known so you know you're not alone. They're not there to fix it. They're not there to promise you it's gonna get better. Only that better days are coming, and they will. And then, the waves of grief will happen as they come. It can be a scent, a smell, something someone says, a purse that reminds me of days gone by. And that's what I'm focused on that. But that is so much a Cindy purse. I can't quite read the designer on there in the moment. But that's just because my blood pressure is a bit elevated today. Nothing extreme. It just, I have blood sugar issues right now because of medication, lack of medication, and then all that good stuff. And then Myra goes, she also has the cutest selling partner. Nana does. I will tell you that I get notifications from NG resells, right? And I'm not always able to be there. And I'm not always able to jump in chat, and we'll just leave it there. But I'll tell you what, in my background is something from NG resells. And then I might remember this. I'm going to jump all the way down to chat. I'm just going to have to come back and assume I didn't miss people or too much. Hey, Skylar, welcome in. There is, yeah. And there's Donnelly. Thank y'all. So, Nana, do you remember when you and NG Resells, I think it was before you went north. I think you was still in Florida. Sorry, y'all. I apologize that I'm not doing postcards. I will do the postcards in my overall healthcare appointment soon. But NG Resells and Nana were selling. I know Nana was still in Florida. NG Resells was selling this. It's like a whiskey barrel, right? but it's a bank. The reason why it attracted me is a whiskey barrel. Hey, I got people in Kentucky. But it's a bank. It's a Florida attraction, meaning, it's take the bank out of it. That is a souvenir from Florida, and I was in souvenir. I was in Florida in 2021. Now, I told you that's a bank, right? It's a safe, and I don't know the combination to it. Now, I think it's on the default where you just move it or something. I don't know. I don't want to break it, especially live. But here's the thing. This was my realistically when she was sharing it. For one, this attracted me. It's wood burnt in. It's a whiskey barrel of sorts. It's a bank. But here's the thing. I can throw some twisted touch to that. How would a sunflower look attached to that? Well, not attached to it, but maybe burn into it. I don't know. If I did that, it would definitely have to be a personal buy. So far, it's been using it as a riser. Because I know I could use it as a riser and keep it for a bit. So, yeah. Oh no, I can't get this. So this came from Kraken and Kraken Mary, y'all. They're incredible people, and they were my friends. Uh, well before I was doing so much on my channel. Um, but yeah, a lot of the time, typically not recently, but a lot of the time, I'll have something in the background that is someone's that I've gotten from YouTube. Back here, where the flags and stuff are, that's a wine decanter that's vintage. It's emerald green ish. It's a cat. Got that from the Tool guys. That was a gift from them, and I actually purchased it from them. Hey, they just didn't invoice me for it when we met in November. Out there, buddy. Hey. No. Hey, come on. Come on. Go this way. I'll find something. Give me a minute. Are you trying to get comfy? Here. Go that way. Here. Right here. I need to get him a doggy bed. I think this is probably his last season. So it was a vintage, thick nightgown, but you know what? He needed it. So, unashamed. The lava lamp, that's MCM. I've had a couple inquiries about it. That is something definitely from back in the day, but I got that from Tammy. Tammy with an IE. So she sells this evening, I think. I don't know for sure. I think it's on Wednesdays with on her channel with Scooter Renee LLC and Selena. That was one of my purchases from her. That creamed honey is no joke, y'all, especially the espresso, just saying. I got that from her. These I purchased off the Tool Guys vintage and resale eBay. All right. And Mark and Mike, if y'all know their eBay, if you see anything that you want, especially multiple things, but anything, you let them know and they'll sell it to you and give you a shipping discount if you're a member with them. Right? That's just what they do. But if you email them versus purchasing, this, I seen these in the middle of the night, kind of like the Cindy purse. And I mean, it was late at night, right? And they're the same time zone as me. And so I wanted them. I didn't want someone else to get them. So I got those. They're cool. I thought about having them in the background for, not this background, but when I have my other shelf out here to do buy it now videos. I wanted to have a background for that, but right now I need to sell stuff to sell it without giving it away. It's going to be hard, but it's going to kind of be crazy lately. I'm going to have to drop some things to cost of goods. Tool guy stuff I will not drop because I know the value in it. Yeah, those were the days, and that's an MCM. The only issue with it is, for one, it's an MCM, so it definitely takes a minute to warm up, and the water's slightly cloudy, but it's not nasty. But the little cap that goes on top of it is missing. That's the only thing, and that wasn't a deal breaker for me. So I got that. That was definitely private personal purchase for a minute. All right, I just got a notification that yes, they are. When are they having that, Myra? Oh, what day are they having that? It's coming up. Tool guys, Angry Otter only lives, I think it's 5 miles from that river. Oh yeah, Tim, I can tell you, Myra, which is Fine Space, definitely hits those thumbs up. July 19th. Let me write it down really quick, and then I'm gonna just have to end the live bell because I just got my teleconference stuff, and I gotta shift rooms so I can do. I'm gonna do a few postcards, whatever Mister's got ready to be printed and all that good stuff, and I'm gonna do that while I'm in my overall healthcare appointment. Probably shouldn't, but hey, we'll see what we can get done today. Let's see. It's almost 3, so the local postal is still open. So he might have started with USPS. And that is on the tool guys, right? I need to make a post about that and share it on yeah, I'll probably, we'll see where I'm at after this week sells. I'll definitely drop something on that PayPal link because people don't have to purchase. You can share, or you can send to that PayPal account. I did see that. And yeah, I mean, not have much right now in the way of everything just because of not having insurance both for me and for my pups. But, you give what you give. And so, with that said, y'all, yes, Mark and Mike. I was pretty sure because I knew it was Angry Otter, Mark and Mike, and then I know there's so many other channels that are coming together. I'm not gonna be able to sell, not because I don't have the time, but I don't have the funds to do free shipping. But I figure, I can give it another way, and it doesn't have to be everybody's business. So, that's what I'm gonna do.
When's your appointment?
Here in a few minutes,
3?
so I'll get it in.
Okay.
All right, love y'all, and I say I love y'all in the sense that we're friends and all that. So, I don't love you in the sense of, some crazy stuff. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you, Skylar. Yeah, I've got about 5 minutes to get over there, and we'll see what happens with shipping today. Y'all, if you were expecting something to go out today and it doesn't, it's stuff's fault, and I'm okay with that. It is what it is. And it'll go out for sure tomorrow, but we'll see what we can get done during this appointment. Love y'all. Later.